It's 10 p.m. You're not hungry. You ate dinner 2 hours ago, but you're standing in front of the refrigerator and you're just looking in, wondering what there is that can satisfy you. Or maybe it's not the fridge. Maybe it's the drive-through you swore you wouldn't go through another time, or the bag of chips that you told yourself you'd only have a handful of, or the mental bargaining that started at breakfast and hasn't stopped. You're not thinking about what to eat, you're consumed by it. And the exhausting part isn't the food, it's the noise, the constant, relentless mental chatter about food that never seems to turn off. If that sounds familiar to you, you are in the right place. And I want you to know something before we go any further. You are not weak, you are not broken, and this is not about willpower. This is about something so much deeper. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Welcome, everybody, to Confessions of a Binge Eater. Whether you're here for the first time or the umpteenth time, I want you to know this is where you can come when your mind will not shut up, when you think about food constantly, and when you obsess about your butt, your thighs, your tummy, whatever it is. Welcome and welcome home. So this show isn't about food and it's not about weight. It's really an honest look at our relationship with food and what's really going on underneath the surface and underneath the obsession. And today I'm kicking off a brand new series called The Food Noise Fix. And over the next several episodes, we're going to go deep on one of the most talked about but least understood experiences in the world of emotional eating. Okay, let's start with talking about what food noise even is. Now, food noise is the constant mental preoccupation with food, not physical hunger, not meal planning, the obsession, the loop, the background hum that follows you throughout your day, kind of like the Norton antivirus running in the back of your computer. So what this looks like is thinking about your next meal while you're still eating the current one, or for those of us who are binge eaters, thinking about the next food you're gonna eat for your food fix, okay? Like I'm eating popcorn, but I can't wait to get some cereal because I have to have sweet with my salty, or you're eating ice cream, but you really wanna have chips, again, salty with the sweet. So when you're constantly thinking about food, you're not even present with the current thing you're eating because you're thinking about the next thing you're going to eat, perhaps replaying what you ate yesterday and thinking about how you can justify eating today. Or maybe you starved yourself yesterday to shore up points or calories that you can binge on today. It's all those shenanigans. The mental negotiation. If I skip lunch, I can have that dessert tonight. So here's the thing. It's not actually about food. The noise is loud because it's working hard. It's covering something up. It's soothing something. It's calming you down. It's filling a dark hole inside of you. And you are not alone. The reason why this is even a term, food noise, is because of the pharmaceutical companies coming out with something called GLP-1s. These are drugs that are helping people with weight loss, with diabetes. And what people are saying is that, wow, the food noise isn't as loud. So thank you, drug companies. And the food noise is a thing. I've called it many times food obsession, but food noise sounds a little bit kinder and gentler, doesn't it? And here's the thing. Most of us thought we were the only ones who did all this thinking about food. And that's one of the saddest things when you're an emotional eater and a binge eater is you think you're the only one. In my TEDx talk, I reenact garbage eating binge foods, throwing them out when I can't fit any more into my stomach, and then going later to eat what I had thrown out. Those cookies that I knew were still decent and edible. Okay, I thought I was the only one who had done such shameful, awful things, and I berated myself for that. But the thing is, food noise, and this term food noise has started to help us all know it's a thing to obsess about food. So I hear it from clients all the time. Like, how can I help you heal and feel good about yourself and about your body? And one of the top things I hear is, I want to stop thinking about food 24/7. I want to think about something else besides food, something else besides how to get rid of what I just ate or how to cover up the rolls on my tummy. And we think that because we realize it's sucking up so much time and space in our lives. Like, we can't think about people we love when we're constantly obsessed with food. It robs us of being present with people we love. So I want to say food noise is not the same as enjoying food or loving food or feeling comforted by food. Or maybe just being a foodie. You watch the food channel and you love recipes, you love baking and all that. That's not the noise I'm talking about. I'm talking about this compulsion, this drive that's like a monster inside your gut that is growling, and the growl gets louder and louder until you cannot stop it and you go ahead and eat. That's when the binge happens. That is not enjoyable. You feel like you're in jail. You feel like you're imprisoned or possessed. Okay, so there's a difference between a savory meal and being haunted by what you're going to eat next. So I'm excited to do an entire podcast series of episodes on food noise and the different aspects of it. Where does it come from? What drives it? What we can do about it? All these different things. And I have to say, I'm excited to do this because I lived with food noise for years and years. It's like I had a secret lover, right? Something I thought about all the time. Even when I was nodding my head and smiling at somebody I was talking about, I couldn't wait to get by myself to eat the chocolate, to eat the cereal, or to get that yummy, carby, ooey gooey and chewy thing that would make me feel better. And I was not alone. I was in good company, but nobody talks about it, right? So this is why on this show, I like putting the spotlight on the things nobody's talking about when it comes to food and weight. Okay, I've lived it. I'm going to talk about it. That's what I do here on Confessions of a Binge Eater. So before the next episode, I want you to just notice, not judge, but notice how much mental real estate is food taking up in your day. Okay, when is the noise the loudest? What's usually happening right before it starts? You don't have to do anything with that information. I want you to just take a few days and observe yourself. Have the observer's mind and watch your thoughts. How often am I thinking about food? How often do I find myself caught in this repetitive cycle of what am I going to eat next? Okay, or when am I going to be able to eat what I really want to eat instead of being, quote, good when I'm eating in front of other people? Just notice. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to change anything. Just observe. That's all I want you to do until we meet again on my next episode. So, in summary, food noise is real. It's exhausting. It's been your secret, but you don't have to keep it a secret any longer. And it's definitely not your fault. There is a cause, and I'm going to be addressing that, having lived it and healed from it myself without drugs, without pharmaceuticals. I'm going to show you what a natural way of fixing your food noise, what that looks like. And I have no judgment of people who have taken the new drugs called GLP-1s. I have no judgment of anybody who's doing anything to try to lose weight and keep it off, because it's hard in our culture to live in a large body. I've done it. I've been 50 pounds overweight, and I know that it comes with a lot of problems, right? Judgment from other people, limited mobility, shame, a feeling of being out of control. So no judgment if you're on GLP-1s, if you tried GLP-1s and it didn't work for you, and definitely no judgment if you're like, that is not for me, but I'm still looking for something that can help me. welcome. I'm glad you're here. And if this episode resonated for you, please share it with somebody who needs to hear it. Leave a review if you haven't yet. It does help this show get out to more people. I so appreciate that. Look, together we can heal the underlying drivers of food noise, of our obsession with food and weight, and you deserve freedom. I'll see you in the next show. If you're ready to get off the dieting roller coaster ride and finally make peace with food and with your body, talk to a Heal Your Hunger mentor about what steps you need to take based on your own history with food and weight. Go to healyourhunger.com and register for an emotional eating breakthrough session and see how fast you can experience real change. It's a complimentary evaluation, but there are limited spots available. So go to healyourhunger.com and register to speak with a mentor today.